Next topic, guys.
All right, it's your team, man. What is happening with Liverpool? What is happening with Arne Slot? It looked like
Let's
a
talk more
slot
about the
like
Farmers League.
I'll I'll
sure.
I'll go last on this one. Like it's been a tradition where you talk about your team at the last. So maybe Chavan Pusha, why don't you guys start? How do you assess where Liverpool have or what has been going on with us Liverpool this season? Where would you give more credit to? Let's go. Shravan, do you want to go?
Yeah, I can start. So I genuinely feel like he's punching way above his weight because honestly, when Klopp left, when you have that big of a shoes to fill in the Premier League, you are not expected to do shit. Right? You're
Right.
just not expected to be anywhere in the top two, top three. And I genuinely thought it's going to be a rebuilding year. But what Slot has come in and done, and the way, in my mind, I don't want to say reimagined, but I think how he's made Gravenberg the center of his entire midfield. I don't think a lot of managers would have done that. For me, Gravenberg this season has been doing things that many people were not seeing Rodri do a few seasons ago. Right now, everyone like, oh, Rodri, Rodri, Rodri. But like a couple of seasons ago, he's still doing the same thing, but he's not getting as much credit for it, right? I'm seeing Gravenberg be that kind of person for Liverpool this season, and I credit that to Slot. And the fact that he hasn't had a great summer spent, so to speak. I think he only brought in Chiesa and maybe one more person. Who was the
You
other
can
one?
say zero. Not great, bro. Non-existent. You
No,
can
did you
use the
guys
word
get in Chiesa under
non-existent.
him only?
Yeah, 10 million Chiesa. Okay, fine. If that was the
No, no,
greatest
no. I'm
signing
saying
that
that
we
is the
did,
only
then
one, right? That's the only
yeah,
one, or did
okay.
you get one more?
Yeah, that was the only one.
I
Chiesa was actually a value buy, right?
Yeah,
But overall, the fact that he's not had a summer to integrate with the squad and he still gets them to play the way he wants, along with all of this turmoil surrounding Van Dijk, Trent, and Salah, and he still gets them to consistently perform. I don't think anyone else could have done this as well as he has. And it pains me to say it, but I think he will go on to win the title in his very first season. And that gives me a lot of dread right now.
why?
okay. On that sad
Because
note, like
I
on
have a
that,
I have a manager who's sitting here trying to do this for 5 years and it just doesn't happen. So
yeah.
and the worst thing is Salah might win the Ballon d'Or if that happens. So I don't know. There's no one like close to Salah this season. So I don't know. I'm a little worried now.
Why are you worried, bro? Feel happy for
Hey,
your friend, right?
Choma, you'll start
Hey,
with this
hey,
Salah's better than Henry and shit. All this nonsense will start after the dot.
guys, wait for that episode soon, coming soon on UB. We both are prepping for it for like 4 weeks now.
Hey, I finished my prep long back. I'm waiting for you.
No, I'm waiting for him to win this league, so my prep will be better at that point.
Oh, he wants to stat pad more stuff now. Okay.
Yeah.
Go
No,
ahead,
but
Pusha, go
but
ahead.
honestly,
Oh, no, no.
honestly, that's
Yeah.
what I think.
Sorry.
I honestly think that the one thing he's done well beyond anything else is re reimagining what Gravenberg's role in the team is, which doesn't get spoken about a lot.
Yep. Pusha, what else?
Yeah, definitely a surprise, I guess. I don't think anybody was expecting Slot to be this good. So,
I didn't
and
have it on my bingo card, guys. I didn't have it.
it's almost impossible,
Yeah.
at least
Sorry, I
not at
don't
a
mean to cut
Klopp
you off.
level. Okay?
I don't mean to cut you off, but Avinash, where did you think you guys what was your expectation at the start of the season with Slot? Very quickly.
For me, the season that we had last time and the squad that we had, top four would have been the achievement of the season.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, sorry, go
compete
ahead.
as long as possible, and
Yeah.
then probably any place in top four would have been fine for Liverpool. Given new manager, new time, like a fresh set of tactics coming from somebody who has never seen Premier League and everything. So it's um, it's definitely a surprise, right? So as you said, definitely overachieving. I do think this is their peak. Um, how long can they hold this specific peak is basically going to decide for them, I guess, at this point. All those early issues like, oh, they have not played a tough game for a long time or something like that, all have been gone away. So they have proven themselves time and time again that they can be there, they can show up, and they just compete with the highest level the way they do. It's not like, okay, I'm just going to get a result here and there or something like that. No, they just do it their way. Slot is superb in terms of in-game management. His substitutions have been, of course, have been superb. His usage of Curtis Jones, even Bradley, not actually catering too much towards TAA, taking him off whenever he feel like, Bradley should get some game time. Kudos to that, because he has, at the end of the day, he has to manage the team, whether TAA leaves the team or not. So I feel like what he did was okay to put in the kid whenever TA feels like, okay, it's not your best game, or no, I have to
100%.
rely on somebody else. Yeah. And Mo Salah has been, I think, isn't this his best season in a while?
He
I
has
don't
been
think he's had a bad
consistently,
season. Yeah.
No, no,
he's
no.
been
So this
consistently doing
is
well,
even,
but
yeah,
in
this
terms
is
of peak,
big.
this is one of his peak in the last
This
10 years.
is
Yeah.
some 35 goals plus assists in 23, 24 games.
Yeah.
This is almost Messi Ronaldo numbers, bro. So that's ridiculous. This is December and there's still half of the season to go. So there is a very good chance that this guy is going to break
Bro,
through
First,
all the records. Yeah.
he's not going to do shit. He posted his Christmas
first,
pic with the
first,
Christmas tree. He's
first,
done. He's done.
first. Okay,
He's
fair.
done.
Go ahead, go ahead. Go
No, no,
ahead,
I'm
Pusha.
sorry.
Go ahead. I'll wait for my turn patiently this time because
Yeah,
Done, bro.
he's doing well. And so let's talk about probable negatives that might come across, like that might come in the future, right? So my issues are Luis Diaz being overworked,
hey,
and yeah, so
okay,
he worked very hard and he gets injured as a during the season because of that. Because there is no other what do we say replacement for Salah and Diaz out and out. Jota, Darwin Nunes, they're not exactly the same kind of players. So they generate something, but not at the levels of Salah and Diaz, at least in my eyes. They take on a lot
interesting.
more players. Yeah,
Okay,
Salah is he's next level because he knows how to manage this at the top level for the full season. Luis Diaz, he's good, but he does have injuries like hamstring injuries coming in here and there. So there is a possibility that he might get injured in the middle
okay.
of the season somewhere. So hopefully they have enough to deal with it. Like
I
Jota
think,
and Darwin Nunes stepping in as a combined effort, doing it
I
enough.
think,
So
I think for that is Gakpo, dude. Gakpo is a one-on-one replacement. Like he's been playing the and in fact, like Slot has been playing Diaz more as a false nine, like in the big games, and not even on the left wing.
I don't know. I'm still not sold on Gakpo for now. So
Bro,
I
what? Okay, cool, cool.
no
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. So that's my
That's his
opinion.
opinion,
So
dude. Yeah, okay.
yeah, so again, you can't be too careful with these Dutch players, man. So they, it's just weird. So that's my
Guys,
opinion.
hashtag no racism.
No, Slot
What did I say?
Dutch, Van Dijk Dutch, Ryan Gravenberg Dutch.
That's,
Now
Yes,
Gakpo
yeah.
is also Dutch. We are being run by the Dutch fuel, by the
this higher Ronald Koeman.
way.
As a sporting director, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Works.
Anyway, so I don't think Gakpo is like, what do we say, the permanent player or like, regular starting 11 player for Liverpool. I don't think anybody can take Luis Diaz's spot at this point. So if he's not there, it is a miss. That's my opinion. Gravenberg, oh my God, that's such a turnaround. It's not even like a turnaround. It's like he has been utilized to his full potential only this season.
Yep.
Fair.
You're
Yep.
seeing it out in the open for a lot more. And another thing I have to give it to Slot is that when clock ball ends and a slot ball started, and the players randomly kick back to the older tactics, like an instinct, and then immediately Slot making changes to bring it back to again slot ball. It is so evident that you can see the difference in how the teams function under these two coaches. It's nice. Not saying that Jurgen Klopp was doing bad at all, but there has been a clear change on how they approach
Fair.
the games. Yeah, I feel like slot version is a little bit more controlled rather than the all out heavy metal football.
Yeah.
I actually prefer slot football over Klopp ones because it's a reason why the team never had full 11 for a long time. It's
Yeah.
impossible to sustain that level.
I
So
bet.
yeah, very good. Good to see all that's happening with Slot. Another season where Pool is winning, where it is absolutely going to be some 15-point lead or something like that by the end of the season if they continue like this. I
I
don't
don't
want
think
it,
so.
but I have to say Premier League is the Farmers League at this point. Either you know the winner beforehand or
Go.
the winning team will win like 15 points away or something like that. So it's ridiculous. I
Barcelona
do not like
starts
this.
losing.
No, no, no,
Barcelona
no.
get
Wait,
10
wait.
point lead.
I do not
Everything
like
was
this.
okay.
No, no, no. Just saying my stat again that I mentioned yesterday. 20 years, three La Liga teams winning, three teams winning La Liga. 20 years, six teams winning Premier League. Point done.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
coming back to Slot. My opening. I mean, I don't think I have arguments like plus one to everything that you guys have spoken about. A few things that I would like to add to that, which people don't seem to give Slot for credit for, is his overall squad management. Like as much as folks talk about Man City's injuries, Liverpool have gone through their fair share of injuries, right? Like starting 11 has been injured for quite some time. Konate out for over 2 months. Allison out for over 2 months. Jota out for over 2 months. Still like overcoming this, like tactfully, like so rotating the squad, playing folks in, playing like we are now almost playing like a solid front five where any game, three of them, obviously, so Salah starts, of course, but then the other four can come in and so rotate and do the same thing despite the opposition, right? So that's probably the first point that I'll say. Second is, I think this is the same point that I've been talking about on both Arteta and Amorim as well, and that's actually the in-game so management, right? Here, I don't want to take examples of our games against like Man City, Tottenham, or not Man U, forget Man U, but any other like top teams out there, right? Because I think those have been so analyzed or so overanalyzed on the internet. I talk about so Fulham. So Fulham, I think when they played against all of the top teams, they so managed to get draws, like hard fought draws, and they even defeated so Chelsea, right, in the last so game week. They had a draw at Arsenal and then so came to so Liverpool. I think what Slot did in that game kind of like summarizes for me what Slot is to bring into this team. And for that, I want to go to a Costco tactic board, guys, which is right here that has been prepared ahead of this
My
call.
God,
This is a surprise, is it?
this is a
Yes.
surprise.
Yeah, so if you can see on this tactic board,
Get
which
it
you will
more
see in
towards,
the
get it more towards your right. It's not fully. Yeah, okay.
which you will see in the so big screen when I go into smart screens in the podcast. So Slot has been traditionally for all the 25 games or whatever that he has played the 4-3-3 or your so classic you can say like the 4-2-1-1-2, right? Where you have four forwards here, you have two holding, you have one in the Sobersley, and you have the so front three. This could not work because in the so Fulham game we lost so Robertson for a red card, and we were also down a man. And then that went ahead and changed into what was, I think, like a tactical genius of Slot, which I have not seen so far, which is like a 3-1-5. And yes, I wrote the words, what the fuck is this right there? Because that's essentially so what happened, right? Like, I think the player of the match was so Fulham's so left back Robertson again, where he said we
Robinson.
didn't feel like so Robinson, where he said we so didn't feel like we were playing against 10 men. I think that is the biggest so testament in that game. He had three at the back, so Kwanzaa here, and he had Jota, Gakpo, and so Nunez so playing here. So for the second so goal, Nunez goes inside. I think this was so Soboslai actually. Soboslai then takes this so player here. Nunez so receives the ball here. So Jota so goes inside. I think this kind of like front attacking so overload, especially when you are like 10 men playing against Fulham, who were actually a goal up two times. I think that sort of like control aggression is what gives me goosebumps, if I may say, about like Arne Slot in terms of what he has brought into this team. My point number three is also similar to what you guys have shared in terms of how he has uplifted players, right? You both spoke about so Gravenberg. I'll not to talk about them. Another like underdog on the team has been so Tsimikas. He won the man of the match in one of the games. He wouldn't have my so bingo card that Tsimikas would be like so man of the match, right? Because that is the amount of player like development that he's bringing,
Hey,
and I'll.
this submission I'm not accepting, dude. Bloody Johan Juru became man of the match in a Champions League game for Arsenal. Doesn't mean Wenger developed him. I'm not accepting.
So what I'm trying to say is in terms of management, Tsimikas was one of the examples of the lowest underdog also like outperforming.
But wasn't Tsimikas man of the match last season as well in one of the Champions League games for Liverpool under Slot?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
He had a goal and an assist in one game, if I remember.
Okay. If you
Anyway,
want to so negate
pinpointing.
so that
I'm
point,
pinpointing.
yeah, the other players that he has so developed around outside of so Gravenberg, like Diaz, Soboslai, these these all folks, right? So that's what Slot has so brought in. I feel we hit the jackpot with Slot's appointment, and a lot of so credit to so Edwards for it. But then I will still so judge Edwards if those three contracts aren't signed in another how many other days they want to take for it. So that, but anyway, yeah. Again, going back to Slot, yeah. Just to maybe like wrap it up, unless you guys have other points to say. I think yeah, he has come in. He has not tweaked a lot. He has not. He has done all of these subtle things here and there, and all of them have paid dividends so far. And yeah, I don't think there's anything right now that can derail him, at least in this season. So
Jinx. Jinx. This is all I was waiting for you to say, dude. This is all I was waiting for you to say. Okay, perfect.
Holy
bro,
shit.
He
bro,
starts with a draw this weekend.
Slot gave me so much confidence that in like right before
Do
the
it.
Man City game,
Yeah.
I said 2-0, bro. I
I
said
agree.
2-0. We won. We thrashed left and right. Anyway,
Okay,
I
yeah.
think
Jared.
we even had that. I think we even had that call where we were like, okay, yeah, this is probably the easiest city Liverpool has ever faced. Yeah,
Okay.
there was the result was never in question unless something crazy happened at that match. Yeah.
But again, so anything else that you guys would add on Slot, like where you think any other negative mark? Pusha, you spoke about Diaz, right? I feel more than the forwards, I feel centre back is a so trickier state that we are in right now.
See, I
Konate
thought that.
is yeah, so Konate is super
I
injury prone. Gomez is
yeah.
coming and like I mean he's doing like unbelievably well. But if we have another injury there, Quensha will have to play. TA is not in state of mind. That I feel is more of our. I don't know if Achilles heel is the so right word to say, but yeah, that is
I
more
I
of our Achilles heel.
think your centre back problems, even when Konate was not there, are half of the time covered by two players. Number one, Gravenberg,
Yeah,
and number two, Frickin McAllister. The thing which most people don't even understand is that the way these two just chase and they just don't give up in during the
yeah,
transitions. So a lot of times these centre backs are actually having a much nicer games, like simpler games right now, more than under Klopp, purely because of these two just non-stop running and chasing after the attacking teams whenever they lose the ball.
in the midfielder, I would say one person, bro. Soboslai. That guy is
Yeah,
a machine. He doesn't know what the word stop means. Like
yeah,
he can go box to box like for the full 90. And
yeah.
yeah, slight exaggeration obviously there. But I think what he's been able to do is insane. And then I also like the fact that all three of them, right, kind of can so rotate as
Yep,
well. It's not like there's a CDM and a scam
100%. Yeah.
cam, so kind of a thing. So
No, I
a lot
keep
of good
thinking that, like,
signs.
yeah, I keep thinking that McAllister is actually going to take the number 10 position more often than not. But no, so I see Szoboszlai going into the box and, like, trying to score the goals and McAllister
So
assisting
yeah,
and
and
defending so much. Yeah.
yeah. So Wesley played so false nine against so Tottenham, which was
Yeah.
another. I didn't expect this, but wow, I'm happy to be surprised. Thank you, Slot. Kind of a
Yeah.
moment.
I even like Jota more than Darwin and
Oh,
Gakpo.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jota is probably that one player every team will want to have. Excellent quality,
Utility.
but is not a starter, but can come
Yeah.
off the bench and completely change the game.
Yeah,
Which is what I thought
but
Trossard was for us, but it's not. I
That's not
genuinely,
your
that's how
right.
I felt.
yeah.
No, no, that's not how I felt. Oh, sorry, there's an Amber
Yeah.
alert. But
What else?
here's the
Yeah, go
one
ahead.
thing
Go ahead.
that I feel like to back up what Pusha was saying, right? Your defense is still for me a primary, or sorry, sorry, you said that. The
Yeah, yeah.
defense is more of a primary concern only because while Gomez has done a decent job, whenever Konate comes back also, right? This is his first year in 3 years, 4 years that he's actually doing something. I don't, and I'm not saying this to like piss you off or something, but
No, no, no. Go ahead.
I actually
Yeah, yeah,
don't rate Konate as a great player. Like
yeah.
I feel like there's a little bit of potential there, but he's just playing his socks off in this season, and I don't think he's that much of a miss like how other people claim for him to be. But if you see how Gomez has been playing and partnering up with Van Dijk, he's actually being a proper foil for him. I don't know. Konate is having a great season, but in my mind, I don't know. I'm not seeing that from him.
I have an issue with
Mm,
Dutch players. He has an issue with French players. I wonder what this is.
I don't have an issue with French players.
he,
That
he he cannot have an issue with French players.
hey,
Like
my
he,
team.
Oh,
I
except for
started
Kiki.
following. I started
he's
following because half of the team was France, dude. I
yeah. So
don't.
the
I have
point on
problem with
so
Belgian players.
the point on so Konat.
Trossard.
Okay,
And
fair.
KDB.
Yeah, KDB, I don't care.
KDB.
He doesn't play for me. So
Any other like potential gaps case other than Nazars of the rest of the world and Shravan that could derail us?
all I'm going to say is whoever is listening to us, FPL, please put Jared Bowen because he's scoring this weekend. You
Okay.
already jinxed it. West Ham 2-1 is coming. No, dude, but
Anyone
otherwise,
else?
I think he's done a fantastic job. I do feel like you might need to add some backups in January just to sustain the run for
Yeah.
like a. Well, right now you're still on track for a quadruple, right?
All tournaments, yeah, but I would not want that to be honest.
No, no, I'm
Just
saying you're
because of
still.
the trauma of the last. Yeah, you're
No, no,
right.
I'm saying right now you're still in contention for all the four titles. And if he wants to sustain a proper challenge, I don't think his current razor thin squad is going to cut it. He's probably going to
100%.
need one or two more players in key
Yeah.
positions to help out there.
But he's also being sensible though. So when that Energy Cup game came through, he just put all the kids in there.
Yeah.
So that's the
Fair
way to
enough.
go. Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Actually, sorry. Now that you said that, I kind of have something in my mind right now. So over the last few weeks, I've
No, no,
seen
good.
that Liverpool have the habit of conceding first and then coming back, right? Like
Yeah.
I saw that with Southampton, you saw that with Leicester.
Early goals.
Yeah, early
Yeah.
goals, right? I wonder how long can you keep up with this thing of saying I'll concede and then come back every single game? Because at some
Fair.
point that's going to end, right? Like you're not going to have a great day every time you're in the office. And if that happens once or twice, then I would start to question like the motivation. Like what if the players get demotivated that they consistently concede and things aren't working out?
Yeah, my, I mean, not like a counter to that. Like the way I would to discuss it, obviously, right? I see that as well. Number one, number two, there is like it almost feels like we have a first half to Liverpool and a second
Second
half
half,
Liverpool
Liverpool.
performance. Like where in the halftime he goes in and he says, "Hey guys, you need to do exactly this, and this is how we are going to turn it around." Yeah, you don't want to be doing that in the long run, especially with the more important games like Champions League knockouts coming
Hmm.
up for you and your semi-final against Big Ange and all of that. Sorry, I'm not worried about Big Ange. But then other stuff, right? But I
Another
feel even
jinx.
yeah, I feel there also I feel it's a learning for this team, right? I think bearing a few like Man City or like Arsenal 2 seasons ago, right, where it was almost like that perfect game for the entire 90 minutes. I think it'll take time for Slot to get there. He's been able to do that against the big teams at least, right? Where I think he may be prepping a lot more. For example, Man City. Like I thought that was a perfect game for us from
End
start
to
to
end, yeah.
finish.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
but
Yeah.
then yeah. But yeah,
Okay. We'll see.
winning those
Hope,
games seems good. Yeah.
It's
hopefully
good. It
our
adds
fortune
character
reverse.
that, yeah, it adds fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with that we can wrap up Slot at least. Like, I think he's had obviously a great start. Let's hope and pray that he continues on.
No, no, no. You hope and pray. I have other problems. I want other things to happen. Hey, so
Israel the
2025,
different.
so 2024 is a year that ended in an even number, so which is good for you guys. 2025 is odd number. So maybe things will change. You never know.